What's that word? What's that word, fam? Lee, hey man, check it out, check it out, check it out. Is to the streets, is to the mother effing streets. It's your homeboy Low from the Go. I'm back with another episode of Fast and Furious interviews. And as usual, you guys know that we got a very special guest in the building. Today we got my homeboy lyric-kal coming straight up out of Racine, Wisconsin. Won't you tell the people who you are and where you from?
I am lyric-kal. I'm from Racine, Wisconsin. I've been doing music over 10 years now. I gained a lot of attributes and different things. I did it for self-identity. I had like 10 different reasons why I did it, actually, and that's part of the reason why I still do it now, because you always got to have more than one reason doing it. So that's what kept me going through the years, and I stayed at it, and I advanced at it, and I learned a lot about myself, and it's led me to this point where I'm at right now, where I still feel good about it, and I was able to describe the socialism in my city through music, and just the way things is was a beautiful thing to me, which is one of the motivations why I still do what I do. Like I said, it ain't too bad here. It ain't too, it's kind of like in the middle, So it's really what you make of it as you go on, I think it's different for everybody, especially like I say, if you're led from behind or out front. Sometimes parents let you go out there and make mistakes, and you learn from, so in other words, you led from behind, and that's kind of how I was. So it's either learn fast from mistakes, or, keep bumping your head, or learn from others' mistakes. And, when things become more serious, you might want to make some changes even faster. So
coming up as a kid, you had some type of ailment, right? Could you tell the people about that?
I had cancer when had leukemia when I was kidney cancer when I was in first grade. I came home from school and my kidney collapsed, and then the next thing I know, I was in Children's Hospital, Milwaukee, for maybe some months, or maybe some weeks, and I went under chemotherapy and such, and then pretty soon after they removed my kidney, I was there every day, every other week, till I stopped going, and here I am.
And right now, you're cancer free right now at this point.
I always heard it's still in remission. I heard it really never goes somewhere or something like that. So
that happened to you in school. Could you tell us a little bit more? Could you dig just a little bit deeper into that?
I remember that a lot starting to happen at school. Between first grade and second grade. I had just got it by first grade, and then I remember urinating on myself a lot. Like we would jog around the school for gym, and it would happen then. And different, And then one day I came home in first grade, and my kidney collapsed. And then I went through the treatment and everything, and I came back in second grade with my hair gone and my weight loss. And then after that, that's when, more of the not understanding and miseducation, whatever was given to these other children, came from, at that time, where some thought it was contagious. And second grade, yeah. So between first grade and second grade, I've had my share of both sides. As far as where I live in Racine, you got the one side where my grandma stayed was the predominantly white side, in a sense at that time. And, where we stayed when we didn't live with my grandma was on the south side, in the considered hood. We was back and forth a lot, back and forth a lot as far as that type. We stayed with my grandma probably 3 or 4 times, coming back and forth, and we moved out of town a couple places too in between. So, but as far as rough, like, I don't know, I just know in my teenage years when I started listening to a lot of West Coast rap, and that's when a lot of the shit started popping off. A lot of that shit was going down. Like, it was cool at first, when I was sick and everything, I would go there and they treat us good and everything. As far as I remember, Christmas, and we did everything that, she take us to the park, and all kind of different things. Walk to the zoo. I remember doing all kind of shit. But when, like I said, when fifth grade came, and shit, I remember I used to see my brothers getting dressed, and he started throwing on that damn rag like Tupac. I used to watch him in the bathroom, and they started listening to this West Coast music and rap, Coolio, and It Takes a Thief and shit. And I was about 5th grade, and I started listening to that shit. Before I know it, I was out there trying to breaking in people's shit and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta be honest, much as I love rap, around that time, the shit I was listening to is what was influencing me. You know what I'm saying? Seeing my older brother, you know what I'm saying, one generation ahead of me, seeing him, what he was doing at the time, and the music they was listening to. You know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, you know, Strictly for My Niggas was out. That was about, yeah, all kind of, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was all kind of, you know, different things. Just saying around that time, you know, shit, that's when everything started. That's a little, you know, everybody has some times where they get into shit really heavy, or not necessarily really heavy, you know, but that was around them times, right before, a little bit before high school. No, I just think I didn't have no self identity. I didn't really, know who I was, know who I was. I didn't have no real responsibility. I was just out there, and following my older brother, and that was it, Before I was born, that was the issue. That's why how she fell out with her mom in the first place for that exact thing. That's why, they stopped talking and everything.
Could you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Well, that's why they stopped talking, because she began dating a black man in the first place. For what I've always been told, and that's where separation came from in the family, But over time, I guess she let us come stay with her, And again, like I said, I didn't never see a lot of the stuff that was said, but I was always told these things as I was coming up.
What things were you told?
Just about, them being racist and not liking us, and, the different way they would treat us individually as kids and different things.
What do you mean? You had a full white brother?
No, yeah, he's, half Spanish, white. He's Spanish and white. We're black and white. Like I said, I was told, it was always thoughts that were put in my head, from what was told to me. And like all the stuff that I'm thinking or telling you is just from what I've been told, but I've never really witnessed it. I don't know if I was just too young or what, but I've never really witnessed it personally when I was around. At least I don't remember it that heavy like that. Maybe it's something they seen or knew, obviously, from the beginning of them being together, where they had to fall out of her being with a black man anyway, and they didn't like that back then, So, but I've never witnessed it really, and I can remember nothing physically. I just always what I've heard, and that, was always been cast upon me for us to think, man. So, well, I said the books were always around, I don't even remember reading the books. I just know they're always around. So even that, and when I got into school, like maybe third, fourth grade, I was into reading, but it wasn't those type of books though. I was getting high scores for reading the most books in class and all that, but it wasn't those type of books. No, those books were around my house, but I don't remember reading them. I just remember them being there. And my older brother, that was a little older than me, I guess he might have been reading them because he probably was able to read around that time. I just remember them being there. I remember the names imprinted in my mind and what they did, but I never actually picked them up when I was a kid and read them. They laid around the house, little documentary books and, things like that. Maybe some of them I was too young to even read. I just remember a lot of the, names of the people and what they did. I was told what they, and things like that.
You told me something interesting about your father. You told me that your father wanted you to draw certain things. Could you explain that a little bit?
Well, I picked up on that thought recently. I started thinking back then, and I kind of put it together. I started seeing all the different things that I was drawing at that time that he kept me drawing, and just different things pop in my head, images of him and the things he would do around the house, and just things we were told and taught at a very young age, and it was just always like strong images to me. It's always like strong images to me. Like I said, when I was young, he had me drawing monster trucks or muscle men or werewolves or something. Something always big and just anything that was, you know, I would say 96, maybe late 96, and then 97 is when I really got into it. And I got a group. I had found a group, and everything went from there.
All right, so how old was you at this time when you started to rap?
Well, when I started, I was in eighth grade. So about ninth grade when I started. So that had to be around like 96, somewhere in there. I'm guessing somewhere, you know. Well, we made a little name for ourselves around town for a while. At least we thought, we thought we did. It was something that we still reflected on as we got older, and people would bring up to us. So we felt like it was something pretty major, and it still keeps me strong right now. I mean, as far as things you go through in life, I think of it. I still use it as something to keep me going today. So it matters to who matters. It does. But yeah, we had a good time. As far as the group and everything back then. Who or what? I might be able to say what more than who. You know, what influences me is any music that makes you feel strong, or any music that makes you feel strong as a person, or makes you want to change your life. That's what influences me. Something that gets your endorphins moving. Something to get your skin, get you questioning things. Things like that. That's what influences me. Something that makes you want to look at your skin and ask yourself, man, is this really happening? Is this really real? I want it to be that crystal clear. That's what influences me. If I could pull out the exact thought in somebody's mind and put it into words, as close as I can, getting closer to that feeling as you possibly can of how you feel inside, that's what influences me. Trying to pull them exact thoughts out. Colors, whether it's colors or anything, just that exact, as close as you can possibly bring it out. I think nothing's realer than that,
If you could bring back any artist to work with on your project, who would that artist be and why?
Let me see. Try to bring back any artist, and there's so many. You know what? I'll bring back. I wonder if I could bring them back at a certain time. I'd bring back DMX at a certain time, before the crack era. Before the crack era. I'd bring him back before the crack era. Yeah, before because it was a definite change after he started doing that shit. His voice was way more grittier, and it was just everything. I heard it. It wasn't the same. That wasn't the same X as we were introduced to. But if I could bring anybody back, it would have to be at a certain time in their career. You know what I'm saying? Like even Andre 3000. Even though he's not gone, I would work with him during the ATL. You know what I'm saying? Era. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I'd work with Jay-Z during the Dead President's era. You know what I'm saying? But different times. You know what I'm saying? I can't fuck with him now. Or
If I was a record label and I said, in the budget, we got room for one major artist to get onto your album, who would that artist be and why?
One major artist to get on my album. One major artist to get on my album. And it can't be, I don't want this to be selfish, because it's got to be business. So I'm going to have to go with it might be Snoop Dogg. Just because of the opportunities he's got right now at hand, it might be Snoop Dogg.
He just purchased Death Row Records, man. He's the new owner of Death Row Records. He's going to bring Death Row back. What do you think about that, man?
I'm gonna tell you this, he better not mess my shit up. Don't mess my shit up. I want to keep the lasting image. I don't want to hear no new. I know he's gonna bring the new generation of motherfuckers over there. I don't want to hear no auto-tune, Death Row, none of that shit. I understand you got connections out there, and I already seen him bring all the East Coast niggas over there. I'm not hating on no side. You know what I'm saying? But if he brings P. Diddy over there, they're just taking out of all the people. You can bring whoever you want. Don't bring P Diddy over. He's too questionable. And in those situations back then, you know what I'm saying? That'd be total disrespect. But no, I'm just saying, I'm serious, but I'm not serious. But you know what I'm saying? I just hope he does something right with it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I hate when people mess up that lasting image. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather keep that if you just gonna go fuck this up. You know what I'm saying? But he switched the logo too. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of made me feel better because I'm like, okay, if he messes up, I can still look at that as a whole different version from the original because it's a different logo now. So I said, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I said, yeah.
Hey, something that you said was pretty god doggone interesting, man. You said Diddy, right? Snoop Dogg, I don't believe he's ever worked with Diddy, so you know.
You know? Oh, but they're definitely friends and definitely know each other. But yeah, at the same time, basically what I'm saying, like, you know how we know Snoop Dogg got this opportunity. It's a big opportunity. It's a legendary record label. It's a lot of different things that could come out of this. A lot of different layers of things he could do with this. He can go the whole generation of new motherfuckers. He can do all he wants. And all of a sudden, I ain't saying he ain't got friends, but all of a sudden, you know, it's already people. You can bet that they want to get down over there, especially some of like the Locks and shit. They were young back then. They didn't really have a time to fuck with Death Row. You know what I'm saying? So now you don't think them niggas want to get on some songs and all that? You know what I'm saying? You think all his industry friends hitting him? Oh hell yeah, let me come. They're already checking out the studio, and I ain't saying there's no problem with that, but I'm just saying, you know.
Why don't you describe your music to the listening audience, bro?
Oh well, my music is pretty much day to day. I don't really like to put it in no kind of box. You know, I try to stray from any type of box. Because I feel like I'm able to do whatever I choose to with it. Like I said, when you rap to a beat, it ain't the beat that switches. The beat keeps, you know, the same rhythm most of the time. It's what you do to the beat. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. My music is pretty much me. Me. It's every version of me. It's every version of me. It's definitely every version of me. No holds barred, you know. Maybe too complicated for some. Maybe too personal for some. Or maybe right down the middle. But I think it's a little everything. You know, it can be everything. It's a cartoon. Because it can pretty much do whatever I want it to. So, but it's a real cartoon. That can do whatever you want to. I can stretch in any way, you know. So it's also a garden that I can keep picking from. So, because you know I got shit that keeps growing. You know what I'm saying? You know, my music is something I create from the inside of my own mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, we write stuff is from the inside of our own mind. You know. You know. Also, the instruments in music, man. You know, the instruments in music is what tells you what to say, man. So a lot of times you hear them little instruments and shit. It's like it's basically speaking to you, telling you what to say. You just got to turn it into words. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it's the instruments that's telling you what to say, even those feelings, man. So it's uncontrollable sometimes. You know, sometimes the shit just flies off.
If you can work with a crew right now, what crew would you want to sign to, bro? Not saying that you want to, but I'm asking you hypothetically.
What crew do I fit in with most? You know what? I know I would bring something different no matter where I went. Because I don't even believe in existing unless you stand out. You know what I'm saying? So I feel wherever I go, it's going to bring something different. And it just depends on that producer and just what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I can sit here and say, you know, unless you get into more like labels that trying to put out more cocky artists and stunting and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like Lil Wayne said, he said the only time he did Cash Money type stunting music is when he went to Cash Money studio. He said back in high school and different things, he was not rapping like that. He only rapped about flossing and shit when he went with them. He said that's the only time he rapped like that. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on where you go. You know, I could do it for a paycheck, whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's the cool part about it to me. You know what I'm saying? But who would I sign with? Hmm. Damn. It depends on how much control I would have artistically. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be a nerd that's gonna push me to be you know what I'm saying? Oh, if I go with him, I got to damn near be him. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure someone probably try to say conscience music, but I think it's more than that. You know, things a little, like I said, a little bit down the middle of everything. You know, whatever happens, but they might put me in there somewhere because what I say is thoughtful. You know, what I say is thoughtful. So you got to have a conscience to say something thoughtful, I guess. So I guess you'd have to put me in that box somewhere. You know, well, you know, I got a lot of songs in my lifetime playlist, individual songs. Just it might be one song that the artist have, and I might not listen to like none now. Like that Common song, "The Light" by Common, "The Light." Like that's the only song of his that I got in my lifetime playlist. I mean, if you consider like what like this rap shit is crazy. There's like so many layers to conscious music too. There's so many layers to that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so like you know what I'm saying? People might say Andre 3000 is conscious. You know what I'm saying? I can name a couple of songs he's got. You know what I'm saying? So you know, from Most Def to you know, somebody might say Tupac was conscious. So I mean,
what about like Kendrick Lamar? Kendrick Lamar is considered a conscious artist, isn't he?
yeah, you know, I've always heard a lot about him and stuff, but I just never got too far into him. I respect what he's doing though, but you know, it's just one of them. Him and J. Cole, you know, I've heard what their placement is out here and people's value, but I just don't. You know, I never listen much.
Kanye West.
Um, you know what? I know the key to his success, as far as what I've heard, but I know him. His thing is like Tupac, so-called NBA young boy, from what they say. Lil Wayne, they say the same way. Their career is based a lot off people following them through every experience in their life. You know what I'm saying? Like every situation, like you get to notice them. You know, you're right there. You know what I'm saying? So no, as far as Kanye West, he's one of them people. You follow them through all this shit, other experiences like besides rap, and that just you know that brings people so much closer to you, your fans so much closer to you, just in a sense, because they right there every situation in your life. Tupac did it, you know what I'm saying? Kanye West is doing it, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And they say Ember Young boy did it. They say Lil Wayne did it like that. You know, people were right there when he went to jail, right there when he went through this, right there when he went through that. They're there with him in his music, you know what I'm saying? It's like some artists have that certain spark, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how I look at Kanye West, you know. He's like somebody you're right there with him through every situation, you know. It's like, you know, pretty much, you know. So it ain't even really he ain't really got to say too much in his music, man. It's his fucking experiences in life and the things he goes through with you that saves him, even if he doesn't say shit on the track. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like this motherfucker is, you know, you know. Some people ain't got to say too much really no more. You know, that you know other things, you know help them out. My latest project, well, it was called Thoughts from the Mind of Someone Who Lived Forever. You know, that's what it's called. Thoughts from the Mind of Someone Who Lived Forever. Yeah. Just these thoughts I've had, you know what, over the series of music I did over the last couple of years, it had became to always having something about beef in it. Even when I was talking like about conscious stuff, self-conscious stuff, and righteous things, I would always have like beef in there, or something about what somebody said or did. You know what I'm saying? There's always some negativity in there somewhere, even a little drop. You know what I'm saying? But this stuff I recently did, it has none of that in it. These, this, this stuff I did unconsciously wrote. It's all lessons. You know, it's all lessons and different things I really feel like I've learned and just growing and just and you know it's all about all that, man. You know what I'm saying? But my last stuff always had a little bit of beef and negativity in it, even a little bit. I could be talking about a woman or some song, and I would still throw that in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? To a point it became irritating. Like, then why am I always still thinking about this shit going on here or what somebody said? You know what I'm saying? But this time around, even unconsciously, it wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'm more at peace than I was then, or you know what I'm saying. But it ain't in none of this stuff I've been doing. You know what I'm saying. All this stuff is just about it's like everything I'm talking about. There's a face to it now. Like I went through this stuff before, but there was no poster for it. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like everything. I have something, a face for it, a poster for it. So it's like, you know, I know what everything is now. You know, on this time around. You know what I'm saying? So the state of hip hop is the state I'm staying in. I'm staying in the state I'm in, no matter how the state of hip hop changes. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel shit. I don't feel wrong about the path I've been on since I've started. So through all the influences, through all the people that get discouraged, through everybody that lets the industry change them, and what's going on in the industry change them. You know what I'm saying? Through all that, I'm staying me. I'm doing to what I'm going to do it regardless. Because like I said, I have more than 20 reasons why I do this. You know what I'm saying? So if 3 fail, you won't see no difference. You know what I'm saying? I do it to get paid, of course. You know what I'm saying? I do it for all kind of reasons. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be hard for me to stop or really change what I'm doing the way I'm doing it because I don't see no wrong with the way I'm doing it. I feel like I'm doing it the right way. I'm saying what's supposed to be said. I'm saying what people are talking about. I wish they would say this or bring this. Or I wish they would talk about this again. I never stop talking about it. So you know what I'm saying? I'm not. So I'm gonna keep saying the same shit I've been saying because I feel that's right shit to say. That's the moral shit to say. That's the dope shit to say. That's what's creative. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know what? Repetitive. But they got these repetitive messages out there. And if you listen to what they repeat every day, motherfucker, somebody's gonna start believing the shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got, you know, I'm very keen on repetitive messages. You know what I'm saying? Internet things they keep repeating because that's what alters what we do. You know what I'm saying? In music too, they keep putting out these messages. You know what I'm saying? And pretty soon, you know, everybody in your hometown is dressing like motherfuckers in the industry or walking and talking like them. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't. It's a sacrifice, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, what I'm doing, I feel is the right way. And as long as I keep growing in it, why change? I feel like I'm steady growing all the time. So why change? I don't. Oh, them people ain't into this no more. They ain't into that. That's their fault. Maybe they should. That's their fault. They didn't want to go on the wrong path. Shit. Oh, the people, the generation don't listen to this. That's their fault.
Intellectual property of hip hop. What does that mean?
Intellectual property of hip hop. I mean, it's what it is. You know. You got all these different layers to hip hop and different, you know, personalities and different things going on and different states of consciousness and all kind of shit going on.